Fala Chen, star of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, teases her character's future in the MCU. The newest entry into the MCU is now playing in theaters and appears to be another veritable hit for Marvel Studios. The Phase 4 film has been a hit with critics, hovering around the 90% range on Rotten Tomatoes. The Marvel blockbuster has unsurprisingly been a commercial hit as well, breaking the record for the highest-grossing Labor Day weekend of all time. Shang-Chi acts as an origin story for its titular hero and in turn, introduces a slew of new characters to the MCU. There is, most notably, Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, who begins the film working as a parking valet in San Francisco with his best friend Katie, Awkwafina, under the name Sean. Once he has reason to believe his sister Xialing's, Meng-Er Zhang, is threatened by their father Wenwu's, Tony Leung, titular criminal organization, Shang-Chi and Katie head to Macau to help her. There, they are attacked by the Ten Rings and captured by Wenwu, who later reveals to Shang-Chi and Xialing that he believes their mother, Yingli Chen, is still alive and being held captive in Ta Lo, an ancient city she used to protect. Now, in an interview with The Direct, Fala Chen is teasing her character's MCU future. When viewers first see Yingli and Shang-Chi, she's guarding Ta Lo when Wenwu arrives, but the film doesn't explore her backstory much further than that. According to Chen, Li has spent her entire life in Ta Lo. Though she couldn't reveal much else, she hinted at her character's larger place within the MCU, saying, "She has more power than what you've seen so far." Read what else Chen had to say below. I wish I could tell you more about it, but I don't think I'm allowed to, but what I can tell you is that she definitely is from Ta Lo, and she spent her entire life in Ta Lo prior to meeting Wenwu, and she is a fierce warrior, the protector of the village and the realm. I cannot tell you too much about it. But she's also special. She's a fierce fighter. And you got a glimpse of that, but I think she has more power than what you've seen so far. That's all I can say. After her introduction early on in the film, Shang-Chi's mother doesn't have all that much screen time, but much of the plot revolves around her death at the hands of the Iron Gang and her husband's belief that she is still alive. It is later revealed by her sister, Ying Nan, Michelle Yeoh, that the Dweller in Darkness has been manipulating Wenwu into believing that Li is alive so he will open the gate and release the soul-consuming creature. Based on Chen's comments above, it certainly seems like Li has a future in the MCU. Though she didn't explicitly confirm such, it sounds like she is not permitted to reveal certain parts of the character which will be explored later on. While Shang-Chi's ending and mid-credits scene seem to be setting up an appearance for Shang-Chi and Katie in Doctor Strange 2, and the end credits scene confirmed the Ten Rings and their new leader, Xialing, will return, Wenwu and Li's futures are more unclear. There's a strong possibility of a Shang-Chi sequel, so Chen could return to the MCU through flashback sequences, which would greater flesh out Li's powers and backstory. Source: The Direct.